We, however, as organizations of persons with disabilities, need to ensure that appropriate data on persons with disabilities in Ghana is generated. We need to first and foremost ensure that the topic we are handling today, the poor representation of persons with disability on the labor market, is data driven. It is not enough that I stand here to say it. It is not enough that we build this platform to discuss it. What we have to do is discuss it here, but ensure that we have data speaking to the poor representation of persons with disabilities through exercises such as labor market surveys, among others, so we can tell the extent to which that poor representation exists. And in doing so, we need to ensure that we disaggregate the data, because the trend is that, yes, when you take persons with disabilities generally, they are poorly represented on the labor market. But when you take women with disabilities, their case is worse off, owing to the multiple nature of discrimination that they face, one as women and then two as persons with disabilities. We again need to ensure that when we are able to create the extent to which persons with disabilities are poorly represented on the labor market, we also deal with the supply side of the situation, ensuring that we have a comprehensive database of persons with disabilities who are available to participate, for instance, in the formal sector labor front. We need a comprehensive national database to be able to supply when the demand is made. And we also need to do same for persons with disabilities who are in the informal sector, because globally the labor market actually is significantly made up of those in the informal sector. So when you take Ghana, for instance, as per some old data that I checked, you had in excess of 2.5 to 3 million Ghanaians or people being in the formal sector of the labor market. And you have in excess of 10 to 11 million Ghanaians making up the labor market of the informal sector. Do you know what the data shows where persons with disabilities are concerned? Where you have the least number of Ghanaians is where you actually have the most number of persons with disabilities employed in the formal sector. So when you take the public formal sector, for instance, that employs in excess of 700,000 persons with 700,000 people. That is where you have the most persons with disabilities employed. What does that tell you? It tells you that when you take the formal private sector, you have fewer persons with disabilities employed there.